Hi and welcome to day 2 of week 1 of training cycle 2 of 2021. Today was a difficult day. No, it wasn't a difficult day. I was tired today, but I was strong. I was obviously tired because 2 days ago I slept 2 hours and 50 minutes in total. Tonight I slept 7 hours, and even 7 hours is too little. Like, if I were to do 7 hours every day, it would be too little to begin with. So trying to catch up on sleep on 7 hours is kind of impossible-ish. I mean, if I would have slept 0 hours and then slept 7 hours, the 7 hours would have helped more in proportion. But yeah, I slept enough tonight for it to for me to perform on a solid level today. I got all of the lifts, which is a good sign. However, it's the beginning of a training cycle, and if you're failing lifts on the second day of the first week, basically you just fucking failed the training cycle. There's almost nothing you can do at that point to get yourself out of it. On most lifts, I would say that's true, except for the bench press. But even because the bench press, I didn't scale back the weight. I started right back at my absolute lifetime personal record max. And I'm going to work it up 15 kilos in the next 12 weeks, including this week. So the goal is a 105 kilo bench press, week 22, I believe that is, week 22 this year, 105 kilo bench press. And that's an insane goal. Most people don't appreciate how difficult that is, but you don't have to appreciate how difficult it is, to be honest. At a point, I'm just going to get so strong so that people have difficulties finding anyone other than powerlifters and bodybuilders who are on roids that are stronger than me. And eventually people are going to take notice. But hitting those kind of achievements to where people actually notice you as a viable threat to everyone else's strength throne, it's going to be too late, man. It's going to be too late. Because right now I'm just working away. I'm doing every day, almost every day, training and training and training, and working and working and working for every single 2.5 kilos on the bench. And it will accumulate, but it will take time. And as of right now, I actually have 2 classmates that are stronger than me. I have a third guy who's tied with me on the deadlift, but way weaker on the squat, and just behind me on the bench. So the 2 guys that are stronger than me, one of those guys, he can bench press 105 kilos. The other guy can also bench press 105 kilos, but he squats 165 kilos. So he out squats my best squat by, I'm really bad at math, I think that's 45 kilos, yeah. So he out squats my best squat by basically 100 pounds, which for anyone who's never really trained properly, that's a lot. If someone's that much stronger than you, either you're really weak or they're really strong. And in my case, I don't think he's a super special guy. I think he's a gifted person who trained hard for a couple of years and got to that level. But I just think it's less him being great and more me just sucking. Obviously, I'm a pretty skinny guy. I'm working on gaining weight right now, and I'm doing it successfully. However, I'm very light compared to my height, and as you can see, I don't have a lot of body fat, and I actually don't have a lot of muscle either, which is evident when I have bad lighting or I'm just standing in clothes. I look like a regular person. I look like a completely normal teenager. I really don't have more muscle than, put it this way. Pretty much every guy I know who strength trains is stronger than me. So that kind of shows my level of patheticness, if we want to put it that way. However, pretty much every guy I know, not every, but what will that be? Probably 90% of the guys I know who train cardio, I'm better than them at cardio. So yeah, I'm the best cross-country skier in my school, and I don't think I'm the best runner, but yeah, I also checked out what the guys are rowing at, rowing machines that is, and I haven't tested my road time since April 2019, but I'm a lot stronger now. So according to my calculations, I say that every time, I should probably be the top. My school has about 200 people, so that would be more than 100 guys, and I'm absolutely sure that I'm in the top 5 in rowing. And I'd probably say in running, I'm at least the top 10, maybe top 5. Probably top 10 right now, but potential to be top 5. So my cardio, if you just compare to random people I know who aren't really elite athletes, they're just really sporty people. And by the way, my school is very, very focused on sports. It's not like what I'm trying to say here is it isn't like a school that you go to only to do sports. It isn't that kind of school, but we have a lot of serious competitions, pretty much, every week, every other week. And obviously I don't partake in almost any of them. I mean, I only want to join the ones that I know that I can win. So that's why I'm not competing. I didn't compete in the rowing, which was this week. I don't think I would have won that either, but I think that, I, once again, probably would have not placed, but I would have been top 5. But however, I mean, to me, top 5 is not good enough. It's not good enough. I mean, either you win or you lose, in my opinion. And really, according to my own, according to my own methods of counting if it was a good or a bad competition, I've lost every single competition I ever entered in Taekwondo. I've got 3 bronzes and 4 silvers and 0 golds. Closest I've ever been. I'm going to tell this story in the future because it will be more compelling, and I'll have a journey and I have a story and people want to listen. But basically, if the judges would have been different, I landed a kick before a guy landed a kick. I landed mine just as hard as his, and I landed it before him, and it was golden point. So basically, first guy to score wins, but he won. So, yeah. I think actually it wasn't the judges. I think we had electronic guards. Yeah. I mean, if his arm would have been 5 centimeters higher up, I would have won a gold medal. So that's the closest I've ever been. And right now, I'm nowhere near absolute top national level. I'm like pretty much like, if I were to join a competition today in say the minus 73 kilo class, I'm pretty damn sure that I'm like top 5 in Sweden right now. That's just what I think. I don't really see a reason to why I wouldn't be, and there's no way I'm outside of the top 10. No way. And I mean, the pool of athletes in these age and weight classes is pretty small. So, I mean, if I'm outside of the top 10, I mean, that basically means I suck. So, yeah. We'll see what happens in the future with competitions and stuff. But I'm already in decent shape. I mean, I could go into a competition now, fight pretty much anyone in the country and not get injured, right? But beating anyone in the country, I'm far from it. Knocking anyone in the country out or completely destroying anyone in the country, as long as they're within my age and weight class, that's far-fetched right now. But every training session and every step of the way, I get closer. And I may not even reach that level this year and this competition, if there is a competition now in December. But I will reach that point in the future. Alright? But knocking people out is something that very few people manage to do in their lives. Now, I've gotten technical knockouts when I was young, from just kicking people in the arms and kicking people in the body until they completely just give up from pain. I've done that. And I've done it several times. I've even done it twice in the same competition once when I was younger. But it's a different level to actually truly physically destroy someone and knock someone out. That is next level shit. And that's what I'm going to do, work on becoming. I'm going to work on becoming that monster who completely destroys everyone. And I want to just destroy the whole heavyweight division in the future. But we'll get there when we get there. I mean, it takes several years to get to the point where you're weighing, 90, 95, 100 kilos without being fat. I mean, just gaining that much muscle, it will take a long time. It will take a significant period of time. And here I was going to do my Nordic hamstring curls, but I forgot to put the weight on the table, and the table started bending, tennis table. So I'm like, fuck. So I put the weight on there, the 15 kilos, and it was enough to press down so that the table didn't bend up. And obviously I'm exerting more than 15 kilos of force upwards there on that table. It's just that the table itself probably weighs a bit. So that's why, I'm obviously curling with more force than 15 kilos. Today's hamstring exercise actually went really well. Really well. It was probably the best hamstring curl I've done so far. And I really think it's more positioning and technique than it is strength. But I also feel like I gained strength in my hamstrings because it wasn't like completely terrible. Because, for example, yesterday I felt like I was going to pass out. Like the world's started to lose color a little bit. And, that's what happens when you have a massive rise and then a massive fall in blood pressure all within a couple seconds. And obviously that's not dangerous, that's not going to kill you, but what can happen is you do a heavy squat and then before you can rack it, you fall and then you can get crushed and die, which that is fucking unusual. But what's more common is you do a deadlift, you set it down and then you kind of pass out, you hit your head on a wall, hit your head on a sharp thing on your way down. So passing out in the gym is not something you want to do. And it isn't hardcore, it's just stupid. So to anyone, pro tip, don't pass out while training. Goodbye.